Welcome to the third episode in this series of the Fat Loss Deep Dive for Charlie Johnson on the Shredder Show. Today, we're going to go through 6 reasons people don't transform to build their ultimate physique and burn body fat. Now, this is going to get probably a little bit off from what a lot of you might be expecting. It's going to go more into the mindset, which is really the key of here, what we have to unlock, because we have to remember the body will only go where the mind takes it, and our body is like the puppet to our mind and our brain. Our brain is the most important thing that we have, and our thought processes, and like we are completely at control of the way we think and our own self-awareness. So like before we even begin with this and I get into this, first thing I want you to think about is, are you actually in control of, like from a fat loss perspective, what we're talking about here? Are you in control of food, or does food control you? Can you control what you eat, or does food control you? Have a little think about that. Now that's like a big thing. And that's where most people struggle when they come to me, is they don't actually have control of food. And like, that's the key you really want here from your own transformation process. And that's what we're going to delve into a little bit today. So 6 reasons people don't transform. 1 is their own personal identity. Now, by that, I mean like the way they think and they look at themselves. So like, if your identity is, I'm an athlete, I'm world class in terms of what I want to do, and the physique I want to do, then chances are the actions you take on a daily basis are going to be very much aligned with that. And like the other issue I see is a lot of people don't want to become different from the social network they're in. So say, for example, your friends are overweight and out of shape. Like, you don't want to be the different one who's not going to the pub all the time, who's not getting pissed up at the weekend, not eating doner kebabs, not eating all this crap. Like, people will look at you almost like down at you, that you want to improve and progress and become a better version of yourself. And that's what holds a lot of people back, because by human nature, we want to be accepted. And like, I can appreciate how that can hold people back, but you have to be strong-minded to understand, like, this is your own identity in terms of who you want to be and where you want to go. And you doing the same habits and patterns of those people who are getting pissed up at the weekend, eating junk food all the time, it's not going to give you the identity that you want of the person you want to become. That's going to end up leading you to be exactly the same as them and not going anywhere and just wondering, what if? So really, really like, have a hard look at yourself. How do you identify with yourself? Like, how do you look at you, who you are as a person, who you are as a human being? Like, what is your identity? Is your identity as someone who's struggling to lose weight, who's never been able to get in shape? Or are you looking at yourself with the idea that you are someone who has the mindset and you know where you're going to go? Like, just thinking about one of my clients, for example, Tariq, he, for example, has the mindset that like, he just knows he's going to get where he wants to be. And like, he's already lost 25 kilos. And like, I said to him, I was like, you think this is exciting? I was like, let's see where we are by the end of the year, because I know that you're going to have a 6-pack abs and things you've never thought were possible, because you are getting the correct identity with yourself, which also comes into my second point, is beliefs. He now believes that he can progress. He believes he can get results. As soon as you believe, you can achieve. And that's a fact. Like, if you don't believe in yourself, then why should anyone else? And that's very much what I do as a trainer, coach, mentor, is to, like, I set out the blueprint and the formula for people and get them to get progress, and then they believe in themselves. And once you believe in yourself, it's very, very easy to achieve anything. A belief like comes in a couple of different ways. Like, belief has to come internally, but then it can also come from external influences like trainers, coaches, and those people you surround yourselves with. And that's why for me, like, I try to cut all negativity from my environment or my world by like not listening to the news, in particular at the moment with like the coronavirus pandemic, the rioting that's going on, like, if you, and like, people losing their jobs, like, if you watch that, it will give you negative beliefs. So keep your circle positive, keep your circle small, keep your circle like with people who are going to help lift you up and you can help lift up, rather than things that are going to drag you down like an anchor. So your beliefs are very, very important about who you are, where you want to go, and like you achieving your goals. As soon as you believe in yourself, others around you will believe in you. And again, that'll give you more progress. So second reason people don't transform and achieve the results they want is beliefs, and their own limiting beliefs in terms of what they think is capable. Like, don't limit yourself to think that I can only achieve X, Y, Z. Like, sky realistically is a limit that you can achieve. You just have to have the right thought processes and the right mindset, and you will get there. So point number 3 is like exploring your values. And by your values, I mean like what is important to you? Like, what is your why? Why are you looking to try and get in shape? Why are you looking to transform your physique? Is it because you feel insecure? You're not happy when you look in the mirror? Like, question for you right now, like from 0 to 10, how would you rate your self-esteem when you look at yourself in the mirror? I'll be straight up, like at the moment, I'm probably like a 5, mediocre. I'm not particularly happy with how I am at the moment. We've been post-lockdown. I've been trying to put on some muscle mass. I've been like pushing my calories up. I've been perfecting my beef rib recipes, which is not ideal for body composition. However, I appreciate this as a phase. Now, my values are changing back to, okay, my primary goal now is fat loss again. So let's change my values in terms of what's important to me. It's not going to be so much eating beef ribs and cooking nice stuff all the time. It's going to be like, how can I tick off a perfect day of dieting? How can I tick off a perfect day of exercise? How can I tick off a perfect day of training? And these are things that become important to you depending on what your goal is. So like if your goal is important to you, you'll have the right values on a daily basis in terms of being organized, in terms of having structure, in terms of getting to your training on time, in terms of actually pushing yourself and being present during your workouts. Like being present when you train is probably the number one reason why I see people have shitty workouts. They got the phone out, they're texting people, they're like just chatting to mates, pissing around. Like get on there with what you have to do and smash it out. Like today, I trained for 40 minutes and I was absolutely raped. I was like dripping with sweat. I was like, done. I think from 9 to 9:40, and that's me done for the day. But I had that awesome feeling afterwards of like self-achievement. I did that and I felt great. I felt it's funny because you like something so horrendous can yet be so beautiful at the same time. And like if you love working out, you know what I mean. But it's that ability to push yourself. And that leads me into my next point, point number 4, why people don't transform, and that's skills. Because training is a skill, dieting is a skill, like being in shape is a skill. And this is a game, like life is a game of skill acquisition. So I want to try and get as many skills as I can to level up, to help more people, to help myself, to live the best life I can lead. That's why at the moment I'm on a monster rampage of learning and reading and doing mentorships and got masterminds and do all this stuff because I want to learn, because I want to become better. I want to become better faster. And the fastest way for me to become better is to learn more. So I'm trying to read like 2 books a week. I'm currently on like 3 different masterminds, from fitness to business to anything you can think of. I'm involved in it because I just want to learn from people who are ahead of me, learn from other people, network. And that's what I'm passionate about. It's like creating skills and creating an environment for people to have the right skills. And that's very much what we do at CJ Coaching, is we provide a platform of skill education, skill acquisition, because that's the key for you leveling up in terms of your goal for fat loss, building muscle, is skills. Because if you don't have the skills, you're not going to be able to build the muscle, build the fat that you're looking for, build the fat, or lose the fat you're looking for to get to the end goal you're looking for. And that's a fact. And and you see all the time, like you can always see, like you go to a gym for say 6 months and then you haven't been there for ages and you go back in a year's time, you see the same people look exactly the same. They haven't progressed. Why? Because they haven't up-regulated their skills, not up-leveling all the time. It's like a video game. It's like anyone, I tend to play Call of Duty for a long time, but people used to play Call of Duty. It's like, I want to get to the next level. I want to get, I think it was called Prestige, where you like max out the levels you could get. Like that's the whole like a game. It's like how good can I get the game of skill acquisition? How far can I get in terms of levels? Like my question to you is this, like, and it's a very, very good question, is what are you actually working on for yourself right now? What are you trying to learn? Like what skills are you trying to learn? What thought processes are you trying to learn? What new habits are you trying to learn? If you can't list 5 within 20 to 30 seconds, then you need to like take a long, hard look at yourself and reevaluate where you're at with everything. And like, if you're in that position at the moment, drop me a message. I'll be able to help. But you need to have clarity in terms of what it is you want from life and where it is you want to go. And then once you've got that, you can then start putting the processes in place to acquire the right skills, create the right habits, to create the things you want: the great body, the great family, the great lifestyle. And that's fact. Point number 5, habits. Your habits must support your goals, and we want to create high impact habits. So like, what's most important to be 10% body fat? Is it the diet? Is it the training? Is it the mindset? The reality is actually none of those. What we're looking for is the habits of a person who has 10% body fat. That's the fact. It's the habits you repeat on a daily basis. like doing a certain step count every day, not eating shit junk food all the time, not eating Pop-Tarts all the time, working out correctly, pushing yourself, being present during your workouts. Now I sound a bit of a broken record, but like that's it. It's habits. It really is that simple. Have the right high impact habits that are going to be the needle movers in your life and get things moving and progressing, and do those consistently day in, day out, and you will progress. And like, don't worry if you have a day where, I don't know, you balls up, but guess what? Like, everyone fails, but winners never fail 2 days in a row. Like, Sunday I had some apple crumble and I'm in a fat loss phase and I felt bad about it. But guess what? Monday I was like, I'm going balls out. I'm back in the game. Like, I'm going 100%. And also after that meal, I got straight back into my normal food. Just don't let failure or something that's not particularly like value, like not in line with your values, compound. Don't let bad habits go on like a bad habit streak. You want to keep a good streak of habits improving. So if you go a bit astray, it's no stress. Just get back on board. Just get going again. That's key. Just keep your habits going. Once you've got the right habits, don't create negative habits. Last thing we'll talk about is fear. False expectations appearing real. Now, people are afraid of change. Like, the most frustrating thing I see, which literally is like banging my head against brick walls, people are like, oh, I can do that. I was like, why can't you do it? I just couldn't. Well, you haven't even tried. Like, tell me why. It's just, I can't. People give up because they're afraid. It's not necessarily afraid of doing the work, they're afraid of changing. People like human nature that don't like changing. They like comfort zone. They're like the mollycoddled, wrapped in like cotton wool world that we live in. But like reality, you should try and do one thing every day that makes you a little bit scared. Whether it be do a podcast, do a workout you've done, run 5K, try and cook something different that you've never eaten. I don't know, tofu or something ridiculous. Like, do something that scares you every single day, because that's what will like add experiences to your life, add memories to your life, and help you become a better person. Don't live a life in fear, because people become paranoid and paralyzed by fear. Like, this very much comes from like the media, the news, like the misinformation out there, like that's like almost like the bottleneck to the world in particular at the moment. People are just paralyzed by this fear that like the world's coming to an end because of coronavirus, the rioting and all this other stuff. Like, just chill, just you focus on you. The most important thing that I want you to do today is just control all the variables that you can control and create the perfect day you can. That's all you have to do on a daily basis. Control the variables you can control, be consistent with it, and do that on a daily basis. And these are the 6 points that people don't transform their physiques. So be aware, control your variables, be consistent, create the right habits, believe in yourself, create the right identity, level up your skills. And I promise you, you will get to where you want to be. If you need help getting to where you want to be, a couple of options. Shred-N8 or Sculpt-N8 program would be awesome for you. Eliminate all the guesswork. Hit the link below to sign up. Or if you want to work with me personally, drop me a direct message. Would love to help. I hope you found this podcast episode insightful, helpful. It's been an absolute pleasure to try and provide some of my knowledge in a short, concise episode about 6 reasons people don't transform their physique. We will have another episode coming up shortly on the deep dive of fat loss, which will be on the biggest mistakes people make when trying to lose weight. And there's some real gems in here. And like, I want you to listen in, because I want to make sure that you're not making these mistakes to help yourself. So please share this podcast with a friend if you find it helpful. Peace out. Charlie Johnson.